Welcome back, everyone, to episode 5. This is UAB Blazers playthrough, and currently I'm on episode 5 in week 5. I'm going to shift things up a little bit. I think on this one I'm coming out of a bye week on our schedule and going into our conference opener against East Carolina Pirates, who are sitting at 1-2. Overall, as we are as well. It's going to be our conference opener, and we have it at home, so that's a good thing. Currently, the matchup's kind of looking like this. They've got a starting free safety that's out. Basically, he's out for most of the rest of the season, it looks like, and our quarterback Daniel Arland is still probable on that sprained knee. So basically, since he really more is a dual threat type running back or quarterback, I'm going to hold him out. I'm going to slot him to 3. Not to say that I won't completely not use him if I feel the need to, but I'm going to go back in and start with Ferguson, and then pretty much have Schuler as the number 2 guy and backup. Going to try and not play Arlen really or Jensen, either one. See if I can kind of get them maybe 100% healthy. All in all, in that regard, I'm pretty healthy otherwise. Looking at their first couple games, I think they got beat by Buffalo 58-10, then they got beat by a number 3 Mississippi team 58-10. Then they came out and played Marshall. Looked like a conference game too. They played Marshall last week and blew them out of the water. I went back and looked at the game plans on a couple of those first 2 games, and I did notice that Buffalo and both Ole Miss actually defensively shut them down and shut the quarterback down really solidly, and played and had a lot of sacks against them. And Marshall actually had a lot of sacks. I think East Carolina as a team has given up 20 plus sacks already just in these 3 games. But those first 2 losses that they had, the defenses against them played heavily on the nickel and dime packages. Probably a lot of blitzes thrown in there too. One thing Marshall did when they came out, when I was going back and looking at theirs, is they played almost no nickel or dime against them. And this Brockmeyer threw for over 500 yards on them, which he couldn't do against the other 2 teams. So I took notice of that really heavily in my game plan, and really probably how I'm going to attack them, calling the plays. So on this one, I think what I want to do, since we're kind of coming out of a bye week, I'm going to go back through and we'll just kind of look at some things here and get ready to go into a game. I think I'm going to basically, at the request of a couple of viewers, I think they want to see how I basically call play in game with the playbooks that I've kind of drawn out, right? So again, these playbooks are not anything I think you'd be able to use in an online league or something, because I've got them broken down as a running playbook, etc. And they're not made up of enough mix of plays, I guess, per playbook. But it's, for me, when I'm kind of micromanaging and going in and I'm calling every play and I'm looking, I've just kind of got the playbook set up to where they're easily identifiable to me for what the play type is. And if I'm looking to do a specific play, for example, short outside pass, to one of my receivers or something, or if I'm looking to target my tight end on an over the middle pass or something, I can kind of easily find these plays. But with that said, so we'll go through and kind of look at some of the recruiting and what I've set up for my outreaches and everything this week, and then we'll get into a game. I think what I'll do for the sake of trying to keep this not too long of a recording is get through some of this stuff pretty quickly, but then I'm only going to kind of maybe record the first quarter. Then I think I'll basically just pause it, go ahead and play the second and third, and get it to the fourth quarter, and then kind of step back in, and we'll finish the game out there, basically by showing the first and fourth quarters. Maybe that won't keep it too long. But with that said, so going back to looking at that East Carolina, this is what they did, and again, this is kind of, they beat Marshall 44-20, and This is what Brockmeyer did: 17 of 24 for 506 yards, 4 touchdowns. And it's really, really interesting to sit there and look at kind of what, Marshall, to see what they kind of did on this. And you'll notice they actually played, the majority of everything was a 3-3-5 or a 3-4. They played some quarter, but everything was a lot of 3-4. No nickel, no dime. They played one nickel play, and everything else was for the most part 3-3-5 or 3-4 in quarter. But it did not work out well for them. And on the flip side of that, if you go back and kind of look at like Buffalo, I'll show you Buffalo, because Buffalo is really, well, they're ranked 25 now, maybe overranked. I think they haven't really played anybody, I guess, to be sitting number 25 in the country to this point. But so if you look at them, he was 5 of 26 for 87 yards, sacked 8 times. And then if you go back to the play analysis there, and you look at the defensive playbook on Buffalo and see the formation, I mean, everything they played was nickel and dime, with some of these other plays probably peppered in, and they were probably strictly, what they felt like was going to be run plays for the most part. But this dime definitely seemed to shut down their passing game considerably. And of course, you'd expect Ole Miss to do really well, and again, they did. He was 4 of 15, didn't really throw a lot, sacked 9 times there. But if you look at their play analysis, you'll see much of the same thing as to what you saw really against Buffalo. I mean, basically, nickel dime. They had 35 of their overall defensive calls were in nickel dime package. Very minimal on the other as well. So, and a lot of times out of this 4-3 or 3-4 base, you'll see that East Carolina does pretty well on. And I'm pretty much, I don't run hardly really any 4-3. I do like a 3-4, and I do call quite a bit of 3-4. But I think I will be calling a lot more nickel dime this game, with very, very little other stuff kind of peppered in. You kind of go through my play analysis and just look at my overall defense and kind of see what I've really been calling kind of up to this point. And you see, I do a lot of 3-4 base, but I do call it, and I have called it really a lot of nickel as well. I've really not ran a lot of dime at all, but we'll see. We'll kind of see how it works out. As far as game plan, I'm really just going to keep it. I really feel like they're going to try and probably pass more, but I'm going to keep it on a balanced attitude, balanced focus. Really trying to stay away from being aggressive on the defense. I mean, that really burned me against Troy, and I do find sometimes it burns me more than it helps sometimes. But I'm just going to run primary mixed coverage and mixed defensive line roll and mixed linebacker. Just going to kind of see where the game kind of takes me. So I just don't want to really focus either way on that side of it. So radios, Elliott Hannaford. Again, I just got to get somebody a little more better leadership and better. I kind of look at the intelligence and leadership. I think for those two qualities to have a player wear a radio on the defensive side, and I definitely need to step that up in the future to try and find somebody. But he's okay. He's fairly solid with that. Offensively, not going to really go aggressive or anything. And my tempo, I'm just going to kind of try and keep it at normal. Definitely focusing on the run. Continue to do so. Probably will most of the year, even when I get Arlen back. I'm just not a passing team. Passing preference is going to be short and balanced. Really take it to the outside or to the middle. Really either way there. Of course, my primary receiver, I'm going to really keep it listed as really my best guy. But we'll kind of see where that goes. And of course, Ware's definitely my third down goal line back. And that's kind of the game plan there. Kind of where we're going to keep it. And so I think from that aspect, I think we're kind of ready. I do. So I have basically a setup where I've got the game's on my laptop, and I have a monitor attached to it where I actually play the game on. So I actually still utilize my laptop screen off to the side. And when I'm in game playing and play calling, I kind of keep what I call a cheat sheet up here a little bit. That's not the right sheet. Let me show you what sheet it is. And it's kind of, I guess it's kind of like my clipboard, I guess. And what I'll do is I've gone through pretty much every game, and I look for a game plan. So when I break it down, I kind of translate some of this stuff across. And I kind of see what I've been calling and kind of what it does for me, what I've done up to this point in the season. And this is overall in season what they've done offensively. And I'm just trying to basically from this get patterns. That's really all I'm looking for. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So for example, like in this pro set, if I see them come out in a pro set, they've ran 16 out of 20 plays. So I'm pretty much focusing them, thinking I see that set they're gonna run. It's not always the case though. And that's why I kind of keep this sheet up on the side too, because I'll actually use it as a clipboard. And if I see them running a lot on the pro set, I'll kind of tick that down. Specific play calls that I think worked or didn't work, you know, I'll just flag those and set those kind of here off to the side. But I kind of keep this on the other monitor on the other side, where I can actually kind of have it in view and look at. I mean, I go with it quite a bit. Really, just basically just looking for like past history. It's really all the only purpose it really serves. But it does help. It does tend to do okay. So with that said, well, I think we're ready for the game. But I do want to go through and just kind of look at this past week. So we ran the bye week, and so Florida State's number 1, Georgia's number 2, Ohio State. Nothing's really changed or is extremely earth-shattering from a change in the top 25. Buffalo did break into it, and so they're coming in now at number 25. So that's really, I think, what your only non-power conference team that's really in it now. I think everybody else is kind of out of the what I call the power. Well, West Virginia's the Big East. I don't know. I'd call them a power 5. So the Big East with how they're made up now. So I think it's really more to 4 conferences that really may be the power conferences. And it looks like 23 of those teams are made up of what are in the Power 4 conferences, with West Virginia at 20 and Buffalo at 25 being the only ones that aren't. And previous week, I don't know that there was really any upsets. Let's basically just look at some of the top 25. I think there might have been 1 or 2 that was in there. Yeah, and Oklahoma upset Texas. Both of them were ranked, so. And of course, that would have been played in the Red River down there at the fairgrounds in Dallas. But I think, you know, again, this is home or away, so you don't really have neutral turf type scenarios in this mix. So this was, I guess, Oklahoma's home game this year. Of course, it'll shift to Texas next year. And then Tennessee upset Ole Miss. Again, they're all, you know, Tennessee's in top 10, top or 11 now. So that looked like it was a pretty good game. I guess you'd call that an upset to a degree. I mean, Ole Miss was favored by 1.5, but there weren't any really significant, like, oh damn, upsets really during the week out of anything that was played. And then you go to I guess our conference, and you kind of look at, I think we're getting into conference play here to some degree. There's a couple teams there. So SMU and Memphis played. Memphis pretty much destroyed them. Marshall, East Carolina played. East Carolina beat Marshall in conference. La Tech and Houston. So there was a couple conference games there. So from the standing aspect in Conference USA, we do have some conference wins and losses here, so it's going to start calculating, looking up, based on the conference games there, and going to the leaders screen, kind of looking and seeing where we are on some of the leaderboards here. So now you've got still this guy that's out at JMU that's lighting it up yards wise. I mean, 7 touchdowns, 7 picks, I guess, and it's probably 4 games, I guess, for him. But he's thrown for 1,200 yards, and yeah, they're 3-1, so he's doing pretty well. Again, they beat Georgia Tech and lost to Virginia Tech, but then won New Mexico State and Arkansas State, I think, in conference games for them. But he's thrown for 384, 318, 253, 297. So he's tossing it around pretty good. And going to rushing, leading rushers. Auburn, Delroy Collins is back up on top with 517. You've got Keenan Bratcher, Memphis kid out of our conference. He's got 502 yards. Definitely running the ball a lot, 131 times. He's a workhorse. If I go through and look at receiver touches, again, they've touched the ball 43 times. No extreme averages or anything on the wide receiver running. Go back and look at the fullback positions, and of course, let me ask you, where are guys leading the nation in rushing for fullbacks at 224. He's of course carried it a lot more than most anybody else at that position too. Going through and look at the receivers real quick. Top catches is get out of this fullback position. Let's see. Top catches are 31. That's Pipkins is up there. Crissell was leading up there with him, but I guess he had a down day a little bit. Some of these other guys kind of passed him, but this Pipkins guy's got 31 at 370. Got a couple tight ends up here. There's Griffin Milner, who's kind of been doing it this season to this point as well. Of course, he's with James Madison, so he's got that Carluck kid kind of tossing to him quite a bit. So there's probably quite a few JMU guys up in here. If you looked at them per team. Position running back. That's Corey Manning. He's got 16 catches, pretty good for running back, and probably 3 or 4 games for them. Fullback receiving is Adam Wanye, still has 20, so he's targeted pretty heavy in their offense. Leading tight end, again, this is the Griffin Milner. Across the board, mostly receivers. Got tight ends and everything peppered up in there, but I'm really shocked on our offense. I really thought our tight ends would be, to this point in the first 3 games, would really, and again, I guess it's on me, but it's just not working out to where I'm really getting them worked into the offense. And I really expected both of those guys to work a good two tight end offense and be able to target them a lot more out of my passing game. But also, too, for the most part, I really just don't have a passing game. I think last game I completed 6 passes the entire game, but I ran the ball 56. So I don't mind that. If I'm running it 56 times and I'm successful at doing it and I'm controlling the clock and I'm winning, then I'll throw 10 times a game. I don't care. Receivers aren't happy. I kind of wonder what's going to happen with their morale. I guess if they're playing snaps, they probably won't really care one way or the other. I don't know if it's really stats oriented in the sense that affects their morale or not. I don't know if it's coded that way. But defensively, you got 52 tackles, man. Randolph Kessler out there at Louisville. He's racking up some tackles. He's got 10, 12, 13, 17. He's side to side. He's getting all over the strong safety. He's getting. I don't know if that's a good thing if your strong safety is getting 52 tackles. And Louisville, I don't think Louisville's doing extremely well. If I had to guess, I think they're 0-4. They were picked to win the Big East, and they are 0-4. And defensively, they're giving up a lot. Western Kentucky put up 41 on them, Clemson 37, and Appalachian State beat them putting up 44 on them. So that's not a good look for Louisville fans. Let's go back to the defense, and then we'll jump out of this real quick and get ready to do some recruiting, and then from there we'll jump into our game. But if I look at overall sacks now, Ronnie Anderson's still up there with 5. Mitch Manosian has 5 with him now. And picks, I think we got, okay, Chris Givens has jumped up. He's got 4 now, so that's he's hawking pretty good. All right, and one other thing to look at, I just kind of like to just really keep I'm just, for some reason this just stays in my head a little bit, but Washington's still got 22. Buffalo's up there with 21. Wow, okay, that's interesting. And then if you go on the low end, Miami of Ohio is the only team without a sack, so they're sitting there. Got a couple with 1. I think we're down here with 4. I mean, 3 games we've got 4, so we're not really killing it on the defensive rushing side either. Now let's go into our recruiting. So I've got the recruiting set up this week, and again, like I said, I haven't really changed a lot as far as, I've only really revoked a couple scholarships and passed a couple other ones out. I will say, so ultimately, if you go here to the magazines, this is one thing. So looking at the recruiting preview here, I'm going after that tight end pretty good, and he's pretty highly ranked tight end. I mean, he's like the 4th ranked in the country. I'm losing him. I mean, he's still, nobody's offered him outside of me. He just has some interest. Nothing's really, and I've been tossing the kitchen sink at him. But you look at his top schools are Alabama, Texas, Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State. UAB's not even a snub on that radar. I don't think so. He's not going to come to me, so I think I will probably find that out this week. I highly suspect there's going to be a big recruiting week this week coming out of it. So, we're kind of in week 5 and getting to that point to where we've had recruits that have kind of been here. So week 5 recruiting, we had 26 recruiting week commit in week 4, 35 in week 5. I think week 6 we're going to see probably 200 plus. At least that's the history that I've seen, in the past, because I kind of track these week to week as well. I do like, I'll show you kind of one thing that I look at, and I just do like to follow, because it does seem to be somewhat consistent week to week, to a degree. I mean, plus or minus, a few numbers in the counts, but I always kind of just another little sheet that I use just to kind of look at a few things that are, I'm a data junkie, honestly. But I just basically I kind of look at the breakdown of five-star recruits, and what positions they are, 4-star, 3-star, etc. All the way down the list here. And so as these weeks fold out, I really like to track and see kind of what's coming up recruiting wise here. That's kind of what we had fall out here. And what I've noticed in the past, and it's really season over season over season, it's been that way really since 24, 25, 26 without much variance, is we typically get about 20 this week, 40 this week, and then we fall into week six where we get like maybe definitely 100 plus, as high as maybe 200. And these weeks, I think particularly, really seem to be, I guess, the heavy weeks. And so definitely expect to start getting a lot of fallout on these and start seeing a lot of things. So the board's definitely going to be changing and shifting dramatically over the next few weeks, with guys falling off of it and trying to find new guys to kind of add into it. What I've done on my recruiting side is I did get my board back up to 100. Which is still more than I really want, but right now, this being the first season, I'm just trying to keep as many looks on what I can out there, because I just really need everything to a point. So even positions I don't have graduating, I've got a need. I mean, I just need better. And so this is kind of what we've done. I've went through and I've added. These are the guys that I've added and I'm interviewing. So I've got basically, and the reason I kind of threw this guy out, none of these have offers yet. So I'm just kind of, again, seeing if I can get some stabs in the dark for anything that can kind of relate to anything. And, upon looking at it, I threw this quarterback out there just because, initially I was kind of going off of this right here. Then this kind of falls in and I'm like, I'm not so impressed. Honestly, I'm not overly impressed really with these other two, but this guy here, I'm kind of liking a lot. He's Georgia, so he's really not too far away. He's 157 miles from us, but I'm going to keep an eye on him pretty good. So basically, that's the new 4 ones on the board that I've got coming in, and then I've set my contact list again. I'm blowing out these first few weeks, and I'm probably running top spin with a lot of the big boys right now. I can't keep doing it. Right now, I've used about probably 33% of my overall budget, or about 30% of my overall budget's already spent right now, and I'm just going into week 5, coming into week 6 in recruiting. But again, I've set my contact list, and anyone I've offered a scholarship to is going to be on my contact and phone list. I'm just going to keep doing that until we get to like week 6, week 7, and we start getting a lot more fallout and stuff on these. So I have those, and I've got a few additional on the phone list that I've kind of used here as well. Home visits this week, I've set some of those, and again, all the home visits are going to be with guys that I've got offers to, with the exception of these 2 high-ranked. I got this quarterback here. He's starting to peak and show a lot more interest. He just still doesn't have an offer, and this is that quarterback out of New York. I don't know that he really fits me really, really well, but it's kind of hard not to really look at him. I mean, he's not a dual threat. That's the biggest thing for me. But his intelligence, I mean, we can work with this. Accuracy, everything's in B's. So I'm really, really, really curious on him. He's got 100 work ethic. So that's just, for out of a quarterback. The only thing I would really like to see of course, I don't have any of my quarterbacks have crap leadership skills as they are now. So 59 is an upgrade from what any of those have. But I really would like to see that like 75 or above, preferably 80, maybe 80 above, from a leader, like a strong leader quarterback. But his work ethic you can't argue with. Great disposition. So we'll see where this goes. I'm just going to start kind of looking at him because I have a feeling I'm probably fixing to lose Duran, who I've got offered. I think he's just Vanderbilt's there. I think that ultimately he's going to end up going. He doesn't value close to home, so I don't think going to Memphis or Vanderbilt or anything like that. That's Tennessee that's really close to him. It really matters too much. But he's probably looking at prestige a lot more, and so he says as much too. He cherishes the thought of playing at a high prestige team like Vanderbilt in the SEC. So I'm going to lose him. I'm going to have to end up kind of targeting another quarterback if I need to. But quarterback's not really a position I need to fill. I've got 4. And none of them are graduating unless one leaves. Now I would probably drop one, probably be Farrell if something comes in stronger. And then this other one that I'm actually going on a home visit for is this Anthony Sanford. He's one I added to the board last week. Just not really great agility for a cornerback, but everything else is pretty solid. 325 rank overall. No interest in any schools yet, and he has no offers. So as it stands right now, and then of course, so East Carolina going into this, I've actually targeted. I think I said before for these first 2 home games, I'm definitely at least looking at targeting 10 guys, and I kind of breakdown my thought was like 7 in this game and maybe 3 in Central Florida game next, because that's going to be I think a lot tougher game. But honestly, this game could be pretty damn tough too. But What I'm looking at here from an official visit, these are the ones I've got coming in this week. I'm basically going to bring in this Aroldis Wright. He's heating up for me, so I think this could work out pretty well for me as well. And then these other guys, I'm just hoping to get something more than some interest out of these. But that's what I've kind of got coming in here. And then next week I'll probably look at 3 to 5 and target those. That's kind of where we stand here. If I go through and look at my recruiting dollar spent on different guys, I mean, this is one I want really, really bad. I really want this John Lucero defensive tackle out of North Carolina. Still not heating up on the interest much, but I'm still the only offer out there for him. A couple of these high spends here have an offer out besides me. Nobody really has more than just one other offer outside of what I have at this point for what's actually been offered. And if I look at scholarship offers, out of these 20 that I have offered, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys actually have a second offer, but I've got 13 guys that I'm still just the only offer for them. So we'll see how that, maybe if we have some heavy weeks this week and next week where a lot of guys start committing, and these aren't guys that commit somewhere else or get an offer somewhere else, but then some of the other guys commit to the schools, it could help work in our favor to where it really starts bumping. As more fall off and these guys stay available with no offers, it should start bumping our interest. So that's kind of where we are on the recruiting side. And now I think what we'll do is we'll look at going ahead and jumping into a game here and seeing what we do, or how we do, at least anyway. So I'm going to pause for a moment and get this thing set up and ready and take a quick break, and then I'll be right back. Okay, everybody, I am back. We are ready to get this thing underway here. Let's go ahead and jump on in here. East Carolina at UAB. I'm at home. East Carolina still favored by ½ a point. So that's we'll see where this ends up taking us. Alrighty. So I'll go normal speed. I usually go slow, but I'll go normal just to kind of try and get to one side to the other and let them win the toss. They defer to the second half, so we'll actually end up receiving. So this is the first time this year that I'm actually going to start the game with getting the ball. The previous 3, whether I've won the toss or lost it, I've ended up in the say. I think I've lost 2 tosses, but they chose to take the ball. Tennessee was one of them. They won the toss and wanted the ball, which of course they would. They kind of crushed me. So we'll see. So let's go ahead and get this kick off here. And the computer pretty brutally slow today. I don't understand why it's taking so long. That's kind of abnormal there. Let's see what we get on a return here. Alright, so that's might have to speed this up a little bit and see what I do here. Alright, so in game, so ultimately we got Bates returned at 22 yards. Alright, so we've got a 1st and 10. So again, this goes back to the default package, and I've got the default package in there, and I have all these other ones that are kind of in there for the offense from a package standpoint. I don't use my default. I guess it's one that's just in the game. You can't rename it or anything. I guess I probably should just default that to a package that I'll use most, maybe run or pass. But then again, that could change year to year, so I don't really like having it. The backup package I do have. Don't use it. I haven't used it yet this year. But the run package, I just have a few differences in there. Goal line short, of course, I've got Ware in there as my primary back. RPO, much difference. It's pretty much the offensive line Might be one or two changes between the run and pass package. I've just got a couple things shifted around, so it's not a big change, and it's like I could do a running play with a pass package, and I like to do that a lot because I don't like to basically just use the run package only on only runs and so on and so on. Because I'm not sure if the AI picks up enough to where if I have one particular setup on it or something like that they key in on something. I don't know if it's that intelligent or not, but regardless, I'll just end up going. So I'm going to start out. I'm going to actually end up doing a run playbook. Again, it defaults to what you have kind of set up there, and I have all these other ones. So I'm just going to kind of go to my run outside package, and then I'm going to sit there and look at what formation I want to run out of. So I'm going to go out of the pro sets, what I want to start with, and then I have all of these run outside pro set plays in this playbook that I'm going to kind of basically choose. I'm going to test their outside a little bit. I'm not going to really do a sweep play on this one per se, but I'm going to pitch left and see what we get. And I will say, so also too, the other thing, if you look at my packages, so for example on my run package, I've got Keaton Bedford back. So he was the running back that was injured last game. Basically had to sit out, and I had to go with Justin Williams. So I've kind of got him in there on this package here, and then Ferguson. I've got McCanson Bates on the pro sets. Only going to be those two with one tight end. And I'm still actually I did decide I'm still playing Jensen. He's basically got a probable turf toe. So the worst case is if he gets injured again or something, I mean we'll just end up getting Luker in there to go with it. So we'll go with that, and then we'll end up calling the play there. So let's see what we get on this pitch left. And this is going to be Bedford to the outside. See what they end up drawing to. Wow. Okay. Nice. All right. Good there. So that's a short. So basically, one thing I do like to do with having Lemansky where, because he has done amazing on a third and short. I mean, it's been incredible on third and short, fourth and short. Set up in a second really short here. I think I'm gonna see if I can test something over the middle here, and I think ultimately I want to go with a two tight end set, and let's see if I can get see if I can run this tight end slant play and just see where that takes me. If it's incomplete or something, I'm third and short, then that's fine. We'll just let Ware take it. Let's get this call. Penalty. It's probably me. Damn it. Yep, Newton. Son of a gun. False start already, dude. All right, let's see. All right, let's get back out of that. So we're back to a second and 5. So we're going to go. I'm going to test the inside now. I'm going to go back to. I'll go back to this pro set inside. Let's do a counter. Let's take Bedford on this one. See where this goes. All right, so it's 3rd and 3. That's not what I wanted. All right. Let's do RPO here. RPO on the spread. We'll go with this one. All right, it's not one. Let's see. There we go. There you go, Ferguson. All right. Stafford, good deal. First down. All right. Alrighty. That's good. I'm going to take it back to the run. I'm going to go back outside. I think I want to do a shotgun. I want to test this. I want to test this left again. Go with a running back toss and go back and see what we get. See if we get something consistent there. That's out of the pistol. I don't really like that pistol because it starts so far back. Damn, good run. Okay, same thing out of the gate there. It's 9 yards. So I'm back to a 2nd and 1. I think I'm going to ultimately go back and see if I can get back to where I was. What I wanted to test earlier is I wanted to test and see what I might get with these. I don't want to go outs. Yeah, let's go with this one. We'll go with this play here. See what we get here with the tight ends. See if he checks off of them. No, he's going to him. And he caught it. All right, good deal. Good deal. All right, Crawley. That's my higher morale tight end. He's one not having personal issues. So let's see. All right, so first down. We're gonna go. Let's see, 12 minutes. Yeah, this may end up kind of being long. So what I may end up doing is just doing like an offensive side and then run a couple defensive sides. For the sake of not having this thing go too long, but if I kind of shut up and just run my plays, it'd probably help, right? I'm gonna go outside, and I'm basically gonna go pro set, and I'm going to test the right. See what I get on this side here. It's a wider field, but let's see where we go here. It's still not bad. Not bad. I mean, heck, I could take this. 24 yards on 4 carries. I'll take this all day long. All day long. Let's go back to an RPO. See what we might be able to do. An RPO out of this. And I like this counter peak play. See what he calls. See if he defensive holding. Play result was 6 yards. Well, I'm gonna cancel that because I get an extra yard out of it. I'll actually take the play. Oh, he passed too. All right, good deal. Stafford again, so that's 2 targets, 2 catches. Probably the most he's been targeted in 3 games, I think. Most everything's kind of going to McCants. He's had 1 or 2 catches. Berrien kind of tends to be the other guy that kind of comes in a little bit there. Let's go back to a run. And I want to go run inside. And one thing I want to show you here too is I'm interchanging my backs out, so I'll probably maybe put Bedford out and bring in Williams and just kind of give him a rest for a second. I kind of interchange them out. I've got a couple positions I do that. For the most part, my line is my line. That's not good. Tackle for loss, that's not good at all. So on this package here, I'll interchange some of my receivers out, to somewhat, maybe my tight end, I might shift around. Most part I leave that like it is. If they, get winded or something, they interchange themselves out, that's one thing. But I actually come in, the one I actually control the most is probably this right here. And when I, run Bedford 4 or 5 times and I'm kind of a couple minutes down in the field, I'll just kind of change them out and I'll kind of throw Williams in to kind of pick up some slack. But I think what I'm going to do now on this one, I got to run because I really don't want to go 3rd and long if I don't pass. I'm just not a passing team. Let's see if I can pick up something here with Williams on the inside. Go on a high formation, and we're just going to go test this left side again. I think it looked like it might be the better way to run when I was kind of looking at the roster possibly, but let's see if Justin can get us something, get us back to something 3rd and reasonable. Yeah, 3rd and 8. Jesus, that's not great. I am right at the cusp of where I really even want to try a field goal too. So, damn, 33-yard line, it's a 50-yarder. All right, third down. This is where my offense sucks because I don't have the quarterbacks to go a 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 8. I just when they focus on the pass on me, it doesn't work well for me typically. Let's go full wide receiver set. Slot corner. Yeah, we'll try this one. See what we get here. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's get this one. Come on, Stafford again. Ah, damn it. Son of a gun. All right. 50-yard field goal. God, I hate doing this. It already had me field goal set up, but ooh, let's see. See what we get. I hate to give the ball back to him on the frickin' 40. Be there. Be there. Be there. No good. Son of a bitch. Oh, oops, sorry. Excuse my French. Alright. So now, alright, this is where I'm coming out. So now if I go back through and I look at what they're doing now to me, it's not what I want. If I do what they're looking, so in the shotgun, they typically, they're 60 plays, man. They're varied all over the place. They pretty much RPO or pass 50 times out of them. They only ran it 10 times. So I'm going to go in and do pass defense. I'm going to do my balanced mixed man book here, and I'm really not going to go. I'm not going to go dime, but I do want to go with this play. See what this might get us. Oh God, right there. You're right there, dude. You're right there. Good Lord. So they ran on that one. Okay, shotgun run. Gotcha. They're coming out in the shotgun again. That was an RPO play that they called last time. They run a lot. That's probably the play they run the most, is this RPO pistol, left wide receiver and right wide receiver screen. Those two plays makes up a huge portion of their offense. Looking at their offensive playbook when I was going back and looking at it, so defending that is going to be key because he's going to run it a lot, and he chose not to pass on that one, and he ended up giving it to Maddox for 9 yards up the middle. So he definitely liked what I called on defense, I guess. I want to keep that pass. It's not a huge difference there as well. There we go. He's got all day. Good night. God dang, he's got all day. Ooh, nice. Okay. Okay, dude, that's like their 23rd sack this year that they've had on them. They're line, something about it. If the quarterback's not, it's just a perfect storm for them. Zachary Poole. All right, that's his second sack of the season. Nice. Big 13-yard loss. Puts them on 3rd and 14, so we're definitely going to call the pass here. I'm going to go. Let's go man. Dime base. Dime all man. How about that? Let's try this. Try and get out of this. Get off the field here. And again, he's right. Oh my God, what the heck? Poole again. What in the hell is up with their offensive line? Dude, the other teams just really just crushed them on sacks, and there's already 2 for me. Holy crap. Very nice. All right. There in the punt. Let's get this ball back. There we go. Let's get this ball back. Come on. Now I tell you what. One thing I noticed, man, we got some damn steroid punters in this game. You know, there's like, for example, right here. Talk about changing the frickin' field. My God. This happens all the time. 64-yard punts. They happen, but not 3-4 a game. That's just one knock I have, aggravation I have. It just seems like punting is just way overpowered sometimes, but I get the same thing. So I can't really argue. But I mean, my God, I get them back to the 25, and I got the ball on my 11. Are you freaking kidding me? All right. I'm not going to pass this close on my side. Definitely, let's get down the field some. I want to get my package back. I think I did not move. Get Bedford back up at the top. All right, set that. Let's go I formation run. And we're going to do the Sam Crack. I like this play too. Let's see what we get here. Yeah, this is going to be, there we go. There we go. This is going to be a long episode. So I'm 50 minutes in, and I'm still got 7 minutes left in the first. So I may end this one here at maybe the 1 hour mark and call it a day, and kind of post it out there and see what you guys think. If maybe I do episodes where I play just nothing but a game, and then do a secondary episode for the other aspects of the game. Just kind of, I guess it depends on feedback and what maybe everybody wants to see. But this kind of gets a little mundane in play calling. But I mean, it's like maybe I like watching it as much as I like playing it. So I do kind of watch some other folks kind of do some of this stuff too. So I just really enjoy kind of seeing how other people play the game as well, and kind of dig and see what get other ideas. I mean, some people do things a little differently than what I do, and then maybe there's some things that I do that other people kind of like to implement and stuff. So I just for me, the fun of it is micromanaging, because you get out of it what you put into it. It's, if you pay 30 this kind of price for a game, and you're able to get a year's enjoyment. As much as I play this game, I think it probably equates to spending freaking a dime an hour for the enjoyment and how much I play this thing. So and then of course it takes me a long time to play a season, but that's the way I like it. I don't like rushing through it. I enjoy just the grind of a season, all the recruiting, play calling every single game. I feel like I'm a lot more invested into the game. It helps with the immersion. It's just a secondary reality, if you will. So it's kind of fun. I do enjoy it. All right, so we got Bedford on 11-yard run. That's freaking pretty sweet. All right, I'm running the ball. Keep them rolling. Let's see here. Spread. I'm gonna run out of the spread and see what I get here. I'm gonna try and get wide on this one and see what I test this sweep right and see what I might get. 31's coming up. He get at me. All right, still got 5. All right, I think it's time to go back in, and let's take Williams and put him in here. Let him be on the field for a couple plays. Oh, we're gonna continue to run. Let's go back inside. I want to do let's run from the shotgun. Let's do this dive left and see where we get. I don't want the pistol though. That's not a pistol. Dive right. Really go. Let's do that. I don't want the pistol though. Justin, come on, buddy. Got 3. 2 carries, 6 yards for him. Bedford's already got 48 yards. All right, so where does that put me up now? 3rd and 2. All right, let's all right, let's give Ware his first opportunity here. They probably know it's coming inside, but we're gonna test them anyway. There's my dive left. All right, Ware. See what you got, buddy. And, ooh, 4th and 1. Oh, yeah. Oh, God, I hate this. If I was on the other side of the 50, oh, Lord have mercy. I'm doing it. Oh, we got it. I think. See, that's what I like about Ware. That is the thing that is excellent about Ware. If you look at, I don't know if I can pull up the player card. I can't pull up the player cards from here, can I? So this guy is basically 88 strength, 81 speed, 65 hands. Just an outstanding wild card. And I tell you what, I couldn't be any more pleased than how I've been able to use him in these first 4 games. With what he's been able to do is pretty amazing. I mean, he keeps that up all year long. I'm sitting there thinking, damn, I might have a first team all-pro fullback in the country. It's like, good Lord. He doing amazing. And really kind of happy to see. So I'm at a first down. I've just really been running the ball. I've really been one-sided. I've ran 12 times, thrown for 3. I think I'm going to keep my run package in there, but I'm going to basically come up and see if I can, out of the I formation, where was that damn fullback streak at? Was that? There we go. See if I can get Ware in the mix on this one. This is a play I like to run 1 or 2 times a game. I mean, typically a lot of times I'll check off the fullback in the middle. He's caught it a couple times, and and with Ware, 65 hands and 81 speed, if the right play and he's opened the middle a little bit, it could be pretty brutal for him. I do like this play a lot. I just don't use it a lot, but I do like it a lot. And he's going out, so he checked off, and it went, damn it. He was going to 82 on that. That's burying, I think. Son of a gun. No, that was McCann's. McCann's 82. I think Berrien's 81. All right, let's get back out of that. I can't do that. Let's go back to the pro set, and we're going to go back to the beginning. First play we called. Let's go back to this pitch left and see if I can get 9 more. Oh, he's got outside. Easy peasy. Good Lord. All right. I'm digging it. Oh my God. That's freaking awesome. That is freaking awesome. Already over 100 yards. Holy crap. All right. Beautiful. All right. This thing goes a little funky on these touchdowns, though. So, yeah, I mean, it's a little delay here. It kind of freaks me out a little bit sometimes when it does this, because it seems like it hangs up and then it goes with a kick. Don't know why it takes so long to do that, but it's I know the first time or two that it happened, I was sitting there thinking, I was like, oh crap, it locked up on me. All right, good deal. Let's kick this thing off, and then what I'm going to do is, I think after this defensive series, I'll run through one more defensive series. I'll go ahead and pause this thing and try and get it down closer to the end of the game, and I might actually jump back in right at the end, so it'll show kind of the outcome of the game, and and run through some stats and things real quick to for the sake of not making this episode too awfully long. They can tackle the guy, and I will be back, guys. Let's see if we can pull the, well, no, I'm going to do the defense. I'll run through this. So defensive package. I'm going to stay in the pass package here. I'm going to go mixed man. I'm going to go into a 5-2 wide here. Cover 2. See what I get up front, and I'm in a cover 2. So I really feel like, unsportsmanlike on the quarterback. Ooh, he's getting pissed. He must have thrown it. Wow, I wonder what that was all about. It'd be nice to have a little context on. Damn it, ref, get out of the way. All right, so that's a second 25 for him. Good Lord. All right, we'll pick this up. Let's go. Let's play our man. Play our man dime base, all man. Let's go dime on him. It's worked out well to this point. I don't think he's going to be running. Well, yeah, okay, he's still running. Not too bad, 5 yards. So that puts him in a 3rd and long. So now we're going to go. Definitely feel like that's going to be. Go back to all man. I don't want to call this thing too many times. Penalty. Good grief. What the hell? Did I give it right back to him? Probably freaking personal foul. No, neutral's on. Come on, Poole. 3rd and 15. All right. That same play. It didn't run. That's what I'm set for. So I'm just going to keep that same play called. And pistol run. What's he doing there? Interesting play call. Cottrell McCray got him for me. All right, so that was Colton Barnes. God, man, they're struggling right now, which I'm digging it. All right, defensively it's working out beautiful for me. Let's see if we can keep this thing going. That's a little bit better on the punt, 34 yards. So I guess with that 64 and 34 is 98. So he's got a 49 average. So it's not too obscene or out of the question. All right, so I'm going to pause you guys, and we're 2 minutes left in the first quarter. I'll get back into the fourth quarter at some point and jump back in, and we'll finish this thing out. Jump it back in for a quick update on the halftime score. So late in the second half, I was able to get a decent drive down and punch another one in. Actually, Ferguson threw this one to Stafford for 10 yards. So currently right now, they have 86 yards. We have 222. 163 of ours are on the ground. 81 of their 86 is on the ground as well. They peeled off a long 36-yard run by Maddox. But right now, their quarterback is 1 of 8 for 5 yards and 3 sacks. Bedford's got 140 yards in the first half. My quarterback's 7 of 14, running a little bit more RPO with him. He seems to be making pretty decent decisions when he's choosing to throw, and has completed a couple of these. So that's looking a little bit better. Currently, right now, penalties are pretty low. Time of possession 21 minutes to 8 to 9. And then defensively, again, I've got a couple hurries on him, 3 sacks. And they got a couple hurries on me, got to me one time. So that's the update on the halftime, and I'll jump back in here when we get closer to the end of the game. Alrighty, jumping back in, closing this thing out. There's 2:51 left in the fourth quarter. I'm up 24-7. They got their 7 on a 82-yard punt return, which was terrible, that close to a shutout. But if I can close this one out, their quarterback is 2 for 14. So I tell you what, I can't take any credit for this, but I tell you what, I appreciate all the defenses for all the ECU opponents. Really ran a lot of nickel and dime on this guy, and what the two successful ones did, and then Marshall not running it and giving him too much space, allowing him to throw 500 yards on them. This is, I don't know that I've actually seen a game or had a game that I've actually played where a quarterback was this shut down. 2 for 14 for 11 yards. That's pretty dang amazing. I mean, they got some yards on the ground, but that's really what they've been kind of forced into doing. And on the flip side of that, I'm not really too different, honestly. So I'm getting the ball back here. Let's just go ahead and try and see if we can keep this thing on the ground a little bit and get this thing finished out, honestly. Let's see. Time of possession is like really, really lopsided too. I've had it for it was paused. Let's resume this thing. I've got 398 yards. I guess that probably puts me over 400 now. 293 on the ground, 105 in the air. Ferguson's done pretty decent. I mean, it's again, any kind of third and long situation, and it's just, you know, not a very successful play for us. It just really hasn't been. I mean, I can't really get myself in third and long like this right here. We're going to see what we're going to be able to do, but I think actually, now I'm going to put the RPO out there, and I am going to run an option. Let's see. It's kind of been successful a couple times for me. Not out of that. That's out of the 2. Yeah. Option left. Let's see what this does. 3rd and 5. I may end up giving it back to him, but we'll see. Get it out there. Oh yeah, Ferguson keeps it. So I had an option play with him earlier where it was really good. He got about 24 yards out of it. So that's his. 12 yards. So his first one was 24. So that's 2 option plays he's ran that he's kept it. I've ran it a couple more times where he's actually dished it off, and those weren't too bad either. So that's been a pretty decent play. For me. So that gives me a first down. So that basically should help me pretty much knock this one out of the water and get this one shut down and closed out. Let's see if we can get this one done. Alright, East Carolina neutral zone infraction. Alright, I'm going to keep with the run here. I'm going to keep with the let's keep it outside. Get it in the spread. Let's get in the spread and go. I'm going to go right. Let's see. I don't want to sweep. Let's sprint right. Let's see. And I got Dykes in here now, so I got my 3rd string getting touches. Williams came in. I kind of spelled him with Bedford throughout the game. And he had 16 yards on 8 carries. Just didn't do anything really, really well. But I've had Dykes in here now. The last possession and this possession, he's got 41 yards on 8 carries. So I'm just workhorsing him down, just trying to chew some of this clock here and get this one finished out. And we're going to dive left with this will be Dykes again. And I mean, there's no point in passing now. I need to eat some clock out now. So I'm going to go back to the RPO. I'm going to go back to my option plays. Let's see what I get in a little bit different formation here. I'm going to go from a spread. Let's take it the other way. Let's option right and see what happens. I think on this RPO offense, I got Bedford back in. I don't think I changed him out on that, but that's okay. Oh, Newton, man, another false start on you, dude. That's at least the 2nd one you've had. Started the game with 1, and you got the game another one, so that puts me at a 2nd and 14. That's false start. Let's just keep the same play. Option right. I want to test this out and see what happens here. all my options have been, oh, not good. Yeah. All of my options have been the other way, and that one kind of blew up on me. All right, let's 3rd and 17. We're gonna go run inside. I'm gonna go 4 wide receivers, and we're just gonna do a draw play. Just keep this one on the ground. A minute 17 left. I had a 3rd and 15 earlier, and did a draw with 4 wide receiver outs, and I guess the defense, they was expecting me to pass. I mean, whatever he called, I think Ware was able to peel out about 17 yards on him, got a first down, which was pretty cool. So that actually worked out for me on that one. So now I'm just going to basically punt and give this one back to him and see if I can close this thing out and get this one done. So I'm an hour and 10 into this episode, so it's okay. Game's over. All right, well, game's over. Good deal. So that basically sets me up, and I am 24-7 winners over East Carolina. So I won my conference home opener. Half a point underdog, win by 17. Should have shut them out. Gave up that damn 82-yard punt return, which really sucked. Ended up playing in the rain, so that probably could explain a lot of the passing game as well. Particularly, as I think on their side. I mean, mine was okay, but it's about par for the course for what I've been doing. Again, 82-yard punt return there. Did hit that 50-yard field goal in the 3rd, so I didn't score anything in the 4th. The last 2 games I've been shut out in the 4th quarter, got no points. 3rd down efficiency, man, I'm 10 of 21, and 4th down was 2 of 3. I did have a 4th and 2 that I went for it. It's the first time Ware had actually been stopped. I typically only go with like maybe a yard or something, but I did convert a couple of them. That was another one earlier that was 4th and 2, and he converted it. This 4th and 2, he got stopped after a yard, and I turned it over on down. So he wasn't successful on all of them, but I guess he's probably seasoned now. He's probably 7 of 8. Total yards 420 to 158. They had 11 passing yards. That really should boost my defensive passing game categories up as far as my rankings and stuff there goes. Penalties were pretty much about the same. I fumbled once, didn't lose it. Time of possession, 41 minutes to 18 minutes. Ran the ball 61 times and threw for 25. So I had 86 plays to their 49 plays. 86 plays, 61 of them rushing. Digging it. Bedford, another great game, 162 yards. Had that peel-off 56-yard touchdown run, which was beautiful. You guys got to see that one on the video. All in all, really solid game on the ground. Solid game. Defensively, I think. So all the other teams had a lot more success on sacking this guy. I mean, they all had 8 and 9 sacks. I was only able to muster up 3, but 2 of them I think was in the 1st quarter. Poole got 2 of them. Matthias Turner got 1 of them, so that was all pretty good. Tackles for losses, I was finally glad to see me getting some behind the line. I kind of been low on some of those just with some weak defensive line play, but I've got 6, looks like 7 of them. 7 tackles for losses. Beautiful. Penalties, defense, offense, defense, and offense. So yeah, it's kind of split a little bit, but Dooten he had the 2 false starts. No missed blocks by him. Looks like Luker, who must have been coming in for Jensen, looks like he had a couple of them. I want to see, with him being injured, what was the split difference on plays. So he actually played in 51, but I think he was coming out, and so Luker had 54. He must have been spelling the other guy too. Okay. All right, so that's it. So that basically takes us down out of here. So I guess now I can kind of go through and run through and just send my top 25 games. I just kind of like to hit these things. All right, so Buffalo gets another win. They're 4-0. Arizona State. Ooh, they get blown out by Utah. Clemson, Wake Forest. Ooh, Wake Forest takes Clemson. So Wake Forest is 4-0. Clemson's 2-2. Arkansas takes care of Mississippi State. Texas takes care of TCU. West Virginia takes care of Georgia Tech. Oklahoma takes care of Nebraska. And A&M gets upset again. That's their second big upset. They were 7-point favorites over Missouri and lose by 23. Probably will not see them even ranked after that one. They're 3-2 now. So let's see, USC takes care of Oregon, doesn't cover the spread. Notre Dame, all right, takes care of Minnesota. That's a decent game. LSU, big favorites over Kentucky, and they cover the spread. Auburn, Mississippi. Let's see what. And Auburn pulls the upset. That's Ole Miss's second loss now. After jumping up to third there earlier, they've lost 2 in a row now. See where they'll drop to. Washington takes care of Stanford. UCLA takes care of Colorado. I don't think they have Nico. That's why they're winning. Wisconsin. Wow, lose has an overtime loss to Iowa. All right, so now it's starting to get nitty gritty. Now you got teams. These Power 4 conferences are just beating each other up. This is another good game here, and Virginia Tech takes care of Maryland, gives them their first loss. Let's see, Oregon should handle. And they do. And Alabama, 19.5-point favorites over Florida. And they win by 6. Oof. Oh, anything happened in the SEC? Ohio State, Penn State, this ought to be a barn burner. And Ohio State pulls it out, 30-17. And, wow, it wasn't even close there for a while. They get 14 in the fourth. And now Georgia, Tennessee ought to be a good one. Georgia's favored. Tennessee's been knocking some folks off, and they cannot do it there. So looks like Georgia takes them by 14, and then we got the number 1 team in the country playing 12th ranked North Carolina, and they lose. Wow. Okay, everybody's knocking everybody off now. Everybody's knocking everybody off. Let's do our conference games, and then I'll just sim the rest of week 5. We'll jump in and take a real quick sneak peek at recruiting and see where we go. I'll end this episode, and the next episode I can kind of do the same thing. I'm just going to try and find a way to shorten these up, though. This is a little bit too long. Marshall ends up okay. Wow, they after getting blown out by East Carolina, the team I just played, they come out and take care of SMU. That's interesting. All right. And then Rice down Southern Miss. Houston down Central Florida. So that's my next game. Central Florida's 1-3. Dang, I might be feeling a little better here. All right. Middle Tennessee and Memphis pulls that one out. Bratcher, I wonder what he ended up with. I'm just kind of infatuated with that guy with 99 yards on 32 carries. Just Avery just ran all over him though. All right, and then my game I actually ended up winning, so we'll finish this week out. And recruiting comes up. All right, this is going to be interesting. Let's sneak a peek and see what we have here. So I've got analytics. It should be good news on all of that. Opponents there. Alright, so Ragland, who is my backup kicker, is getting pissed off. That's too bad for him. Ferrier's angry about not seeing the field. I need to see about getting him in a little bit more, I guess, because I think he's fairly decent. And Warren Dudley, he's angry. Maybe should have played him a little this time. He got some action last time. His morale was high, but that kind of must have dropped in a single week. Training report, pretty decent. Now here's recruiting. Yeah, so I lost the quarterback, Bradley Durant. He went to Vanderbilt. Caleb Orton, the tight end, still is undecided. At some point I just got to pull the trigger on them. Had a couple guys that I had on my list at one time that are gone now. So McCarver was going to Iowa, and Tremaine Claxton, which I kind of had up there. He was like one of the top linebackers I kind of had. I didn't really put a lot of effort in him either. Didn't feel like I had much of a shot. He's going to South Carolina, so that basically shows that one. Real quick, let's look at the standings real fast, particularly in the Conference USA. So that kind of puts me 1-0 in the conference. Memphis is ahead of me at 2-0, so that's there and there, looking pretty good. Let's take a look at. So I got Central Florida, then I'm on the road for 3 conference games. On the road, 3 in a row. All right, so I got game plan for Central Florida. We'll kind of come up and see what kind of thing we have. We'll cover that in the next episode, I guess, when I jump through and start looking at the recruiting. But let's go over here to the recruiting and kind of see where our targets ended up and see if I've got any more interest in anybody. I've got 3 hots now. Good deal. All right, that was a big win, I guess. So they all came to the game and must have enjoyed it. But I had several that didn't. So I've still got this Caleb Orton and this dang kicker down here, man. I need this guy. He's still just showing some interest, so there's not a lot of hits on this one. And then Mark Penn, he's jumped up to a mild, so I've really got to start. This is what I don't understand. So his interest increases, and he appreciates me recruiting, but says it's a terrible experience. So some of this doesn't make sense. Now he's dropped in a couple areas. He's got an A+ arm now, so all of these were B's. So some of these have changed. I got to go back and review and kind of see what some things changed. So his intelligence dropped and his speed dropped. So both of those, or actually the speed picked up. It was a C. I can't remember. Was it a C? I think it was a C. So that said, so it looks like these 3 guys I stand a really good chance at getting. And now this Nelsmith kid, who I don't have offered, he's warm. And really all of these guys, none of these guys are offered guys, but they're all mild and warm. And then all my other offers are just down here at the bottom. I'm trying to figure that out. I don't know what's happening there, but anyway, let's take a look at our roster. I kind of want to see what kind of injuries. Maybe did I pick up any injuries? Yeah, I did. What did I get here? That's not good. That's my top corner. Turf toe with a corner. That's not good. Langford's team rules violations. I should have had input on that. What's going on there? I wonder. Huh, interesting. Well, now I got to figure out what I'm going to do with my quarterback situation here now. So I've got basically Arlanda's back now, but Ferguson's really been in the last 3 games. Do I kind of tag team these 2 guys, let Ferguson still kind of stay in there and just work Arland back in on the RPO, or do I just turn it back over to Arland? I mean, I don't like guys shouldn't lose their job to injuries. I mean, it does happen, but it's not like Ferguson really just blew everything out of the water. But he's done exactly what I've needed him to do, and that's just manage the game, be a game manager, not really make mistakes. And all in all, that's pretty much what he's done. He's 46 and 93. It's not great, 493 yards, a couple picks, a couple touchdowns. Didn't have any picks last game. Didn't have anything before. His progression, I don't know that he hadn't really done anything there. But that's some things to figure out. All in all, though, Bedford's back healthy again. Looking really good on the running game. I'll tell you what, looking outstanding on the running game. Currently, if I look at where I stand, so passing yards per game, I'm 120th in the country. Not really passing the ball a lot, but I'm 2nd in the country in rushing, 271 yards. Number 2 in the country. I'm 7th in the country against the pass, which is I was 70th, and then I hold the team to 11 passing yards and I jump, which I don't hold a extreme lot of stock in that. I think that game plan worked out good. Again, I cannot take credit for that. It was just something that jumped out at me when I was really going through and looking at the two teams that were successful against them and looked at the one team that wasn't. The one team that wasn't gave them space. He threw for 500 yards. The two teams that just basically, put coverage on him, they pressured him, sacked him, and he had terrible games against them. And I just took a page out of their book and had the same result. So rushing yards against, I'm 99th in the country. So I'm still giving up a lot of yards on the ground. More so, I like to have a much better defense, much better up front seven to stave that off a little bit better. But anyway, so we'll close this thing out. I'm running almost an hour and a half, which is really way too long. But again, I hope the folks that wanted to kind of see me run my game plans and call playing in game, I hope what little bit I was able to show maybe helps out. I'll be curious to get some feedback on that, and anything particular you guys want me to do or show in this that maybe I'm not. Just again, like I said, I'll be more than happy and willing to do that. But you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll pick up with episode 6 going into Central Florida week. I'll be hopefully posting that one up. Probably won't get it out until this weekend, but I'm gonna try and get some of my recruit planning in, I guess maybe today and tomorrow, and set up my game plan and probably maybe play them Saturday as I watch some college football in the background. So you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk to you soon on the next episode.